This is the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you from the East Bay and Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14.
Let's go now. 60 or. Oh, here we go. Oh, you got tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Be different.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And right away they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Working out of the gun, Rivers. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey. Because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
Jones throwing on first down. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Throwing again on second down. Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun. Jones. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Ready? 18, Gator. Check 56. Watch the slant.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Hey, Wahoo!
Now Jones operating from the gun. Man open, it's Goodwin. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can right foot in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed him to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult play to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Mike, get ready.
From the gun, Rivers. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
And especially maybe want to look at into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right read, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the slats. Watch the slats.
They'll run with Miller. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Check.
That one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
54. Ready? Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I'm here.
Throwing Rivers. Going up top. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Open man, it's Allen. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 6-0 our score after.
Ready. 30 base. Hey, Charlie.
Let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
Right there.
First down, Rivers. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
First down, Broncos.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 44, Rivers. He's got it complete to Perkins. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Go.
Check the call. Hey, one set. Check 554.
Ready.
From the gun, Rivers. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 20-yard line. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Back to the ground. It's Kamara. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Raiders' 20-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
Mike 29. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Operating from the gun. Rivers. That's taken in by the tight end Perkins. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
They come out here in the eye. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. The former Cal Bear now. C.J. Anderson on the carry. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. C.J. Anderson. His third touchdown now on the year. As his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. Rosales good with the extra point. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Let's go.
On the ready.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
A first down carry now for Miller. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join, who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. A third field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. Rolling to his left. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the first down marker. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, this from 39. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s. Back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
2nd and inches at the 35-yard line.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
Mike 56. Mike 56.
Rivers now gets it to his running back, Bernard. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
56 to Mike. 56 is to Mike.
From the gun, Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
After the sack on first down, Rivers. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time, but now it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
57's Mike 57.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter.
A dime look defensively for the Raiders on third down.
Yeah, you're right. 2 extra DBs out there.
57's the Mike. Hey, D6. 57. Mike, 57.
61. Matchbox. Light. QB draw.
Final play of the half. Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones give the sack to Barkevius Mingo, the former number 6 pick. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Here we go. 30 base. Watch the screen. Bravo.
Check safety. Four's the Mike.
Hard.
Jones now throwing on 3rd and long. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They start the drive with Anderson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Rivers to throw it. That'll be taken in by Anderson. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Check. Watch 54.
You must get tired of seeing this.
Rivers from the gun on third down. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We'll have to find out. Fourth down. They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there. Relied on the big guys up front and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 54 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. They'll run for it with Anderson. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, Brennan, we always know that once you score one touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. C.J. Anderson with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they look to throw. He finds his man Johnson. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They hit 7 there, but it brings up 4.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it, they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. Elsewhere, second half is underway up in Orchard Park. The Bills have taken the lead late in that ball game. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Hey, box truck, box truck.
Hey, I'm coming. Right there.
Looking to throw on second down. Rivers. He's got Allen. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Go now. 15 line. 15 line.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation. And taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Again, Anderson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Broncos push further out in front. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball away.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
8 read. Pilot 64. Read. Get.
Back to the ground. This time it's Anderson. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. C.J. Anderson taking it in. And the Broncos use this short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I almost think they want to go and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 11. Jones operating from the gun. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks.
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Robbie Anderson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. Rosas good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Uchenna Nwosu has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones hit and the ball's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he's got his guys set up great now. 1st and goal. And the Pigskin at the 7-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. So another score there. And often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
You're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down. Jones now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Throwing, Jones. They'll find Miller. That's complete. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Jones. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Jones now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing here, Rivers. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Fighting through, escaping the pressure right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Off the play fake. Jones. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Carl Joseph. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Broncos, the win is their 5th of the year as they move to 5-8, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Oakland, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.